want to fuck Beyonce and Rihanna. We'll see which one of those things happen first.
All right, fresh off UFC 297. It's Keyboard Wars presented by KStarPress.com. I'm Eddie Law, it's Kirby. Off the top, dude. Well, first of all, this overall on the card, because we were talking about it a second ago, is it started off really fun, like finish at the finish, bunch of submission shit like that, and then, and you know, I'm not blaming Brad Katona, but as soon as he got in there and his fight went in there, I forgot who he fought. Just off the top of my head, it just kind of slowed down heavy after that. You know what I mean? And at the end, we were just kind of like, just come on, man, hurry up, type of deal. What do you think of the card overall?
Overall, it wasn't great. I mean, it wasn't the worst card I've ever seen, but it wasn't great. To be fair, it wasn't the greatest on paper. But now that it's in the fucking books, yeah, like you said, it started off kind of strong. But then, I mean, the whole pay-per-view card, I mean, maybe I'm being a bit of a fucking dick here and judging it on a slightly harsh scale. It was a bit fucking meh. We'll get into it. The main event was a good fight. Quickly, main event was a good fight. Nothing great. Solid, good, fun fight. The co-main, I didn't think sucked, but I sure as fuck didn't love it. Just being honest. Neil Magny pulled off a fast one. What the fuck was the second fight of the night even? I'm fucking drawing a blank here.
The second one?
Yeah, what was the second fight of the night? What was the fight before fucking the Neil Magny fight?
Oh, before the Neil Magny fight was Chris Curtis.
Okay, yeah. I mean, listen. And Chris afterwards, like, what do you guys want from me? We'll try to kill it. Hey, listen, just a fucking finish will suffice, Chris. Not to be. And listen, I fuck with you, Chris, fellow Ohio boy. I want to really fuck with you. But you coming out and listen, they were booing for a reason. I don't want to get too fucking stuck on Chris Curtis before we even get to Sean Strickland, but him coming out and saying that was a bit rich, like, we'll try. Like, all due respect, it didn't look like you guys were trying to kill each other. To be fair, it looked like a glorified sparring session. Now, I know. Welcome to the motherfucking keyboard warriors, son. I know. Sitting my fat ass at fucking home on the couch saying they look like they were sparring is a bit rich. But at the end of the day, I'm not getting paid whatever the fuck they are getting paid, whether it's hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, whatever. They're getting paid some decent fucking money to be on the fucking goddamn TV entertaining us with this fight. That was okay. It surely wasn't fucking great. And then the opening fight of the night was what on the pay-per-view?
On the pay-per-view, Arnold Allen, Movsar Evloev.
Okay, that was a good fight. Solid fight. The fucking first fight of the night shouldn't be the best fight of the card, though. Not even arguably. So whatever. Fuck it. I don't know, bro. I'd say a 7. Scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving that bitch a hot 7. And that's a generous fucking, listen. I ain't even going to fucking hold you. At this point, ain't nobody watching. And if they are, what they going to do? Come get me? I streamed it. I ain't paying for that bullshit. You understand me? And if I would have paid for it, I would have been a little upset. All things being equal. If I'd have paid $79, all joking aside, if I would have paid fucking $80 for that, I wouldn't be pissed. But I would not really feel like I got my money's worth. Shout out to fucking Dricus and Sean. They did their thing there at the end there, but the rest of y'all,
it wasn't the most entertaining card ever. Like I forgot there was like 8 or 9 Canadians on the card. None of the guys won. The 2 ladies, Jillian Robertson and Jasmine Jasudavicius. I apologize, Jasmine. I don't know how to say your last name, but they won and they finished their fights. But everybody, it was like Canadians were just like waiting to explode, and they just nothing. Like Mike Malone gets in there and he dominates Neil Magny for the entire fight. And the last 15 seconds, he gets TKO'd.
Listen, bro, I know Neil's a nice guy in real life. I know he's a nice guy. Fucking former Army guy, if I'm not mistaken, a fucking veteran or whatever. Like, nice dude, family guy, the whole most of it. But is he not just the biggest fucking party pooper in MMA? Between slowing fights down, beating prospects, I mean, he's just always coming out there and ruining somebody's goddamn party. Just let that poor Canadian prick win. I mean, what did fucking Neil Magny win in this fight do for any of us? Congratulations to Neil, but what we needed was to revive that fucking Canadian market a little bit with some young blood. I'm fucking, again, okay, let's back up. Let's fucking start at the top. Let's get at this fight because I don't get me started on that. I fucking got a whole tirade for that fucking horse shit that happened there. That was fucking bullshit is what the fuck that was. But let's start with cocksucking Sean Strickland and fucking. I tell you what, I like Dricus. He's grown on me this week. You know what I don't like about Dricus is the pretensity of his fucking name. If pretensity's a word, Dricus Plessis. Also, what the fuck language were they speaking tonight? Now I know I'm a fucking cunt, and I'm a very uneducated cunt at that. But I thought they spoke English, albeit a fuck version. But I thought they spoke English in South Africa. What the fuck were they all speaking at the fucking party? His fucking corner? And don't tell me it was French, you cocksuckers. I don't think it was.
Afrikanis? That's what they talk. That's what they speak in South Africa. Afrikanis?
Afrikanis.
Someone, I think, let me find out. Hold up. I'm pretty sure.
Don't fuck yourself. You're saying they were speaking African?
Let's see.
Like as in the continent?
Hold on. Let's see. What language do they speak in South Africa?
Now, again, I am a fucking cunt. So let's get that out there off the fucking jump. But
Afrikaans. So it's Afrikaans. It's that English. There's a bunch of languages, but I know Afrikaans is the one that's like.
That's what they were speaking tonight. Afrikaans?
That's what I think. So yeah, that's what I think.
I would have thought you were trolling me. Okay, well, fair enough. I didn't think Africa had a goddamn language all to its own. Do they speak Afrikaans in fucking North Africa, or is that just an exclusively white people South African thing? What the fuck is that?
Couldn't I tell you? I have no idea. Honestly, the only reason I know that is because of a band that I know of in Africa, in South Africa.
All right, well, fair enough. That's fucked, but that'll work.
Yeah.
All right. New champion. Sean Strickland's fucking champion reign was just as short-lived as it wanted to be. Quite frankly, I don't know if it's just you, but it looked to me like he was low-key ecstatic that he lost. Like
he looked happy.
The moment they noticed her fucking name, Dricus, he sort of was like, oh, yeah, there we go. Fucking thank fucking God. All that attention is fucking off of me. Take that goddamn belt and all those problems. It looked like it didn't look like it during the fight at all. He looked like he was fighting to the very end. But when they announced it looked like Sean, like a ton of bricks just got lifted off his back. Like, fucking A, you take that goddamn thing and all the horse shit that comes with it.
It comes with a lot of horse shit. That's the problem, right? And Dricus is the guy that wants that horse shit. He wants the attention. He wants everything that comes with it. Sean never wanted any of that. Like, you just tell he just never wanted any of that because it comes with so much attention. I mean, you saw what happened at the media day, right? And so it comes with all kinds of attention that he doesn't want. And you got to hand it to him for, honestly, I thought he was fighting to win. I thought he was, again, I don't score fights during the actual event because I'm usually live tweeting them, so I'm calling them, and I miss things, right? So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, fucking thought Sean Strickland won. Off the view, I thought Sean won, right? But especially, if you look at the damage and all that, I'm gonna have to rewatch it tomorrow, and then I'll probably put on Twitter what I think, who I think won. But I'm not mad at Dricus winning, and now you get a few matches that open up for him. He called out Izzy in the post fight. See what happens.
I definitely ain't mad at it. I mean, it was one of those fights, man. It was one of these fights where it was close. You definitely can't call a robbery one way or the other.
No.
I would probably lean. I think that was a good call for me, honestly. I felt like Sean. I can't remember because I fucking hate judge. I almost fucking people that judge the rounds almost fucking get on my nerves. Every fucking round, every fucking cunt on Twitter. 49-48, man, put your fucking phone down. Nobody gives a flying rat's ass what you judge the round.
I don't even.
At Tom Dick fuck. I mean, nobody gives a shit. But I'm not mad at that decision at all. It was one of those fights, though. If they would have gave it to Sean Strickland, I don't think anybody would be fucking outraged either. I do think the general consensus was that Dricus won the fight, but I ain't mad at it all. I tell you what, though, for me, and I don't know how to describe this really, but is Dricus du Plessis, that fucking name, like the worst, best fighter we've ever seen? Was it just me, or did his stand-up not look like the most clunky sort of, like in the first two rounds, I was thinking that Sean Strickland was about to low-key tune him up. He was touching him with the jab, and Dricus is fucking throwing spinning back fist for no reason, and
his left eye was all fucked up too.
This fucking Dean Amin, Keith Jardine sort of fucking overhand jerky, right? He had this real, and I guess that's what ends up working for him, to be fair. That makes him so unorthodox or whatever. But I don't know, man. He's one of these weird fighters where, listen, he's the fucking champion of the world. He finished Robert Whittaker. He just put a fucking beating on fucking Sean Strickland. Clearly, he's a very good fighter, but I don't know. Certain guys you watch, like Israel Adesanya or John Jones, fucking George St. Pierre in his prime, it's like you're watching beauty. You see the majesticness of what they're doing. And then other guys get in there and it's like, how the fuck is this guy winning the fight? It's like a fucking bull in a china shop. Like, Dricus low-key looked like a fucking dummy in there. Now, again, I ain't the greatest fucking fight analyst in the world, and maybe there was a bunch of magic he was doing that I was just missing the subtle intricacies of, but it looked to me like he was just walking into fucking punishment, taking 4 or 5 to the face and just hoping he lands a big one. And to be fair, it fucking worked. He just looks like, one of these fucking guys where taking punishment is one of his assets. Like, Sean was fucking tattooing his face for those first couple rounds, but the fucking big prick's tough. And he just kept coming forward and throwing heavy shots. And I mean, fuck, if you can't put a cocksucker down and they keep eating your shots and throwing heavy leather, they only need to catch you a few times before they knock you out or fuck your face up. And it feels like that's eventually what he did.
Dude, Dricus was throwing so many leg kicks too, and Sean checked almost every single one. I think after this third round, he didn't throw that many, right? He wasn't throwing that many kicks, and Sean just checking everything. Sean's so good at defense; it just worked out real well for him. But he did box the shit out of Dricus's face. Not really sure. Again, I gotta rewatch it tomorrow because it's one of those things where I'm just kind of like for example, the Pennington, and I know we'll talk about it very briefly because it was not an entertaining fight, but the Pennington Bueno Silva fight, like I could tell who was winning. That was really easy, right? But this one, Dricus is so damn awkward, and he just looks tired all the time. Like, he looked tired after the first minute of the fight. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And he throws everything with heavy leather, like he's trying to kill you with every shot. And you got to hand it to him. He has a gas tank of some sort, right? So, I don't know, man. A couple notes from Dana White already at the post-fight presser. He says he's not thinking about an immediate rematch for Sean Strickland, but he says they're going to fight again in the future. He had his score for Sean 3-2. That's what he had. He thought Sean won the fight.
Congratulations to Dana White. As much as I love him, as far as this is concerned, he's just like the rest of those dicks on Twitter. no, nobody gives a fuck how you had a score, Dana. Those dicks ringside is all that matters. So fucking congratulations, but nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, one of my friends is a huge Sean Strickland fan, huge, right? And he texted me right after the fight. He goes, "Man, they took that man's belt because he said what he said at the media day," and I'm like. No. I'm not saying it. Look, they didn't take it because of that. No one took his belt. Like Dricus took his belt, but I'll tell you what. Some people are breathing easier now that guy is not gonna have. He's not gonna have a million microphones in his face every time he walks outside.
It's the worst thing in the world.
Oh no, not at all. So it's like they're probably. I'm telling you, PR people everywhere, like, oh thank God, oh fucking thank God. So either way, but I think there's something to it when you say that Sean looked relieved. Right, to be absolutely. God, this is fucking over. He was wanting to go home, and back to his house, back to his quiet lifestyle where he doesn't have to deal with people and shit like that. Back to training all the time. All right, so now Dricus is the champion. Calls out Izzy. There's no way. All right, Santiago, have a good one, man. There's a rumor. The rumor was that they were trying to see if there could be a quick turnaround with whoever won the fight tonight with Izzy, right? Right. Dricus is not that kind of guy, and Dricus' eye was so messed up. There's no way he's coming back. Quick turnaround. Sean would have done it. That's the UFC would have been happy with that. If Sean wins tonight, Sean would have been like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll fight 300, fuck it, right? And instead, they're gonna have to figure out something else. I think tonight probably, unless something crazy happens, solidify that we get Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad as the main event at UFC 300. That's probably what's gonna happen. We'll see. Either way. I don't know. I have no opinion on this one. I really don't care about who's the middleweight champion. I'll say this, okay? Because I have to say it because it really bugs me that people gave Alexander Lee so much shit for what he asked at media day. It's really odd to me that look, I've been in the media room plenty of times. I go to UFC events to cover his media, right? I'm in there all the time. We had one of our own in there today in Toronto. Mm-hmm. It bugs me that I go to media day, we do this whole thing and everything, put up all the video and everything, and then on fucking Twitter and everywhere else, and all these cutbags that like get on their fucking shows. And all due respect, everyone everyone has an opinion, great, right? But they're like, oh, these motherfuckers in the media room, they don't ask a real question, they don't ask real questions. It's all softballs and shit like that. And then one guy gets in there, asks the real question. It is a real question when you're in a city like Toronto, which you've been to a million times, but the city in Toronto that has a big LGBTQ whatever community.
Yeah,
it's a legitimate question. Like, hey man, you tweeted some shit a couple years ago. Like, what was that about, right? What I said, because I watched it, right? Because shout out to MMA Junkie. They have a live stream of the entire media day. So I was watching it live, and when Alex asked a question, I'm like, oh shit, someone asked a real question. He might get in trouble. Because it's not a softball. But the way Sean reacted to it, to me, was just wrong. Because look, he could have given him shit, and that's great, fine, like a little bit of shit, cool. Or he could have said like no comment, next question. I'm not like John Jones. Remember, I don't know if you remember Luke Thomas went up there and asked John Jones a question. And John Jones, it was the longest question, and John Jones goes, you know, I don't like you, Luke, so I'm not gonna answer your question. That would have been acceptable. That would have been just fine. Instead, he targeted Alexander or Alex Lee. He targeted him and said, you're the reason. This is the fucking guy. He's the comment outside of shit, asking me a stupid fucking question. And I'm sitting there going like, damn, all right, well, you know, that's uncalled for, but whatever. But the fucking reaction online was so disappointing. A guy asked a real question, and then you got people that have podcasts, the same assholes that have the same podcast go, someone ask a fucking real question. Those same jackasses come out like, oh, I can't believe he asked that. It's Sean Strickland. What do you expect? What do you mean, what do you expect? He's a champion and an adult. That's what you expect. Fuck. Like, it just bugs me because I'm like, it's like, what do you guys want then? Do you want softballs or do you want real questions? That was a legitimate question, right? Again, could have just either answered it or not. But the way he handled it to me was fucked.
For sure, but in all honesty, and I don't want to get too far off the beaten path here. We'll bring it all around, because we didn't talk about this at all, certainly on the podcast or whatever. But like, you know what I had a problem with that whole thing?
Sure.
Nothing. Didn't have a problem with homeboy asking the question. Didn't really have a problem with the way Sean. Because listen, right? This is what it is, bro. You're absolutely right. Dude should ask the hard question. Maybe sometimes they don't ask the right questions at media day. But today or yesterday, whatever the fuck it was, he did. And Sean Strickland acted vehemently like he would. But that's all good. Dude's allowed to ask the question, and he should. If Sean Strickland wants to be a cunt about it, like, again, I've seen a lot of people. I think what Sean Strickland said was stupid, right? I think that's a goofy thing, the shit about a gay kid and the shit about trans folks. I think that's fucking stupid and a fucking goofy thing to say. These are also just both of our fucking opinions.
Right.
You can fucking hate Sean Strickland. You can tweet all about him. You can be happy as a motherfucker that he got that little eye dotted tonight and he was bleeding. It can make you warm in your little cockles. But I've seen people, and to be fair, it was just, you know, the liberal fucking crazies on TikTok or randomly wherever. They're like,
they went in.
This is crazy that they're letting this event take place and nobody's doing nothing to him. Hey, bro, what should we do to him? It's his fucking opinion. He didn't call nobody no F word. He didn't use no racial slurs. He said, this is my opinion on this thing and these people. Dog, bro, you don't gotta like nobody. As unpopular as it is right now to say anything about Palestine, and again, I ain't trying to get political at all. But you cannot like that. It's okay. Now, if you come on and you say any bad shit about Palestine, most motherfuckers gonna get in your ass, and rightfully so, in my opinion. But it is okay to fucking voice your disagreement with some shit.
Sure.
If you fucking feel a certain way about gay people, we can all disagree with you, but we can't hit you with stones and take your money. Like this, he's a fucking goofy. Make no mistake about it. But he has a right to his goofy fucking opinion, like the most 100%. Like 100%. That was my whole thing on it. Like, was what he said fucking stupid and abhorrent? For sure. But like, what the fuck are you? Dislike him. Don't follow him. bad mouth him if you want, but like, don't sit around waiting for us to fine him or for them to cancel the event.
Right.
No silly shit like that's going to happen. Like, you're just fucking setting yourself up for failure. Let that man think what he wants, whether you agree or not.
Yeah, no, I was 100%. Like, just to be clear, I didn't have a problem with the question. I didn't really have a problem with the end. I mean, I thought it was fucked up. I mean, it's stupid that he said, just like you said, it's silly, dumb. But I honestly, the basic core of it, I didn't have a problem with Sean saying his opinions. His opinion, like you said, I had a problem with the reaction online because that is the part that bugged the fuck out of me from people. Not about really, because it was just because it's like, what do you fuckers want? Just like Chris Curtis said, what do you guys want? Like, what do you fuckers want then? Like, if you don't want real questions, cool. Shut the fuck up about it later on. When they go, when someone asks, where'd you get your nickname from? Well, that's a real question. That's a bullshit question. The fuck you talking about? What do you want then? Right? Now, again, people, I don't mind. First of all, there was the one chick on TikTok that put this whole fucking video. She goes, TikTok, do your thing. The second she said that, I fucking moved on. I'm like, I'm not watching this bullshit. Because like, what do you mean? You want to cancel Sean Strickland?
Well, right.
Like, you got, first of all, like Dave Chappelle said it the best. To get canceled, you got to give a fuck. Right. And Sean Strickland don't give a fuck. So you're not going to cancel that man, right? And she was like, I can't believe like this happened in Canada and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, you need to relax, chick. Like, nothing's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like enough of that was said that nothing's going to happen to the guy. Again, my problem was people attacking Alex Lee for it. I thought that was fucked. Like saying like, oh, you shouldn't have asked that question. That's a stupid question. Yeah. What do you fuckers want?
No.
Like, okay, cool. Sure. If you don't want, hey, it's the same thing. If you guys, if you have a problem with Alex asking the question, just don't listen to him. Don't watch his shit. Don't read his stuff. Whatever. Right. But to attack the man online because he asked a legitimate question in a time where for years everyone was like, oh, and first of all, a lot of these motherfuckers say that shit because they're not in there. Be mad. I don't give a fuck. Hope, like the kids say. But outside of that, it's attacking the guy for asking a legitimate question is fucked up. It's just ridiculous. So anyway. That's just what I just want to get that off my chest. I thought that was stupid.
Okay, so back to the fucking matter at hand. Where do we go from here? Dricus is the new champ, like it or not, whatever. Listen, I think the obvious answer for most people is try to get the Izzy fight set up. Whether you can do it at 300 or not, that's fine. So I'll tell you what, though. Obviously, you could do that, and who's mad at that? If Izzy wants to come back, you got that, the rivalry, the whole giddy up. If they decide to go that way, I don't think anybody can complain about it. If not, I think it would be interesting to just go ahead and fucking shoehorn Chimaev in. Fuck what everybody thinks. I know he don't deserve it. He ain't falling a real 85er. So what? Suck my dick. Life ain't fair. Let him fucking fight Dricus. A, I think it would be a very fucking interesting fucking fight. And B, then you can let, again, fucking controversial opinion, let Sean Strickland and Izzy have the rematch when Izzy does come back, because it's still a big fight, regardless. And quite frankly, I want to see that again. Is Sean Strickland that good? Did Izzy have an off night? Like, just because Sean lost the belt, fuck it. And if they're going to come back and have Izzy versus Dricus, fine. But if the timeline don't line up, let fucking Hamzat fight for the belt, because I mean, at the very least, Dricus ain't about to just dummy Hamzat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, that's not gonna happen like that.
Yeah, nah, bro. Like, you ain't. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I would. Dricus is a big 85er, but Hamzat fights with a lot more intention and intensity than even Dricus does, in my fucking opinion.
Oh, 100%, 100%. So yeah, I don't know. It's I think Dana just came out and said that they'll be looking at Dricus's next opponent on Tuesday, which is when they do the matchmaking shit, and they're gonna see what Izzy's like right now. Izzy, Izzy's been posted on social media. He looks good. He looks all right. He's healthy. Seems like healthy. So good to go with that. But yeah, dude, it's the Izzy fight or the Hamzat fight, and low key prefer the Hamzat fight personally. But that's just me. All right, moving on. Co-main event: Raquel Pennington's a new bantamweight champion. Let's make this one quick because Dana White already came out and said at the presser, this is through, by the way, Aaron Bronstetter, part of Sportsnet. Congratulations on the new gig, bro. It's good shit. He said he's happy for, White says that he is happy for Raquel Pennington, but thought she should have avoided some clinch exchanges. He says it's awesome she won the title. Yeah, dude, she was like jumping into the clinch, and I'm sitting there going, first of all, I watch the fights on mute because I live tweet, so I just have music on, and I could just see during the fucking middle in between the rounds, her corner was like doing this, and I'm like, they cannot be happy. She keeps going in with the clinches. So that was that. But White already came out and said that she's going to fight Juliana Pena in her first title defense, which makes me laugh. Well, here's the thing. One, who else? And two, if you're gonna have a champion, look, we haven't had like a champion. We're like, oh yeah, we want to watch them since Amanda Nunes, obviously, but at least get a crazy chick in there. She might say some nutty shit like Sean does. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, look, and honestly, man, all joking aside, like it just seems like, look, I'm all for the jokes and shit, man, and I can just really bust into it about this, but I don't really want to just like shit on Raquel Pennington. But it speaks volumes for the fucking division that she ended up as the champion, man. I know that's a cunty thing to say, man. She's a very good fighter. She's a tough girl, but listen, I love Alex Pereira, however the fuck you pronounce his name. But I don't love that he moved. I don't love that you got starched at 85, then moved up to 205 and got that belt. And we're all just like, like it's all good. But I still feel like if John was there at 205, you move up and you get thunderstruck. And the universe is still sort of what it's supposed to be. Whatever, I'm going to ride with it. It is what it is. But it just feels like sometimes, I don't know. And again, that's not the greatest fucking comparison because all due respect to Raquel Pennington, she's way more fucked than Alex Pereira is as a fucking champion. Like, it's, again, congratulations to her. I'm glad she got it. I think Juliana Pena will probably win the belt relatively easy when they do fight. The problem is, even then, this division is struggling, man. Honestly, bro, I don't know. I don't know what sort of circumstance it would take to get old Rousey back in that cage. But boy, I would get a hold of Amanda Nunes and be like, listen, we need you to sign an agreement so that once Ronda comes back and wins this belt, you ain't going to come back in and rain on nobody's parade. Because if you do, Ronda ain't going to come back. But if we can make sure that your funny ass stays out of the picture, keep Cyborg's funny ass over in the obscurity that is the PFL Bellator thing, and let's let Ronda come back and have some fun again. I know it won't be quite the same like it was, but right now, I mean, bantamweight, and I listen. Also, side note: did the Buff Man make a couple mistakes tonight? I'm pretty sure he announced it as featherweight. I think he might have said the wrong name of the winner. Maybe his mic fucked up. I felt like the Buffster. I mean, he's like fucking 7 years old. He's eventually start short circuiting a little bit, but.
I think you're talking about the Sean Woodson Charles Jourdain fight. He started saying he was saying Sean Woodson, but it was so loud it sounded like he was saying Charles. But the problem happened, the ref lifted the wrong man's hand. And so that's why Charles thought he won. But it sounded like he was saying Charles at the start. But he said, but I caught it right off the bat. He goes, Sean the sniper, whatever he calls himself, Woodson. And I'm like, okay, he won. And Charles was like, yes. And I'm like, no, bro, you lost. So it was the most confusing. DC had to come in and fix it. It was hilarious, but Buffer is Buffer. He's good.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think he might have announced it as the featherweight winner. I don't even know if the UFC has a featherweight women's division anymore. No. Again, without fucking really being a cunt and being disparaging. I don't know, man. Worst division in the UFC right now, men or women. And not just a shit on Raquel Pennington, but the division overall. I mean, you got Juliana Pena, that fight's lined up, but then what the fuck do we got to look forward to after that? Who is even coming at 35? That's a real star, that's real heat, that's like got anything, any sort of real nasty knockouts or nasty submissions. And I know I'm just being a cunt here. Beggars can't be choosers to take the WWE, so we can't just manufacture stars. It is what it is. But listen, again, with as nicely as possible with Raquel Pennington at fucking, I think she's around my age, being the champion of the division. We got to get something figured out here. And again, we'll do the Juliana Pena fight. She will probably win. But even at that point, Juliana Pena feels like the B-side to our star. Like, she can have the belt for now, but she's still no Ronda Rousey. You know what I mean? She's no Amanda Nunes. She can hold it for now, but we need a hero to come vanquish her and to give us some sort of something to look forward to in that division. I just don't think we got, all joking aside, like maybe they should sign Cyborg, see if she can make 35 or I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but we got to do something. 35 is
Yeah,
again. We'll get the Raquel Pennington Juliana Pena fight. Juliana will shoot that fucking mouth off. It still won't sell very well. They'll have to either put it fucking not on a pay-per-view, headlining a fucking fucking whatever event, or it'll have to be a co-headliner still.
bro. It won't be a fight night event, but it will definitely be a co-main. But it will not. You won't get a women's bantamweight main event for a long time.
Right.
And
right.
if they try to schedule one, whatever city that's in, they'll just be like, oh, okay, cool, we're not coming.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Hell, you know what? You know what the Saudis just did? They had a fight night coming to Saudi Arabia, and they were building the card, and the Saudis pretty much were like, no, we want something better than that. And the UFC's like, oh, our bad, and they canceled that fucking card. They moved to Vegas, which makes me fucking laugh. I'm just like, I'm like, man, that's all it takes. Like, shit, everyone get your shit together, start being loud as fuck. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, but no, it's not in the States. It's not gonna happen. In Canada's not gonna happen. The only people that have the stones to be like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Well, they're sitting on
Saudis.
$3 trillion, dude. They're like, fuck it.
They're paying the money. Yeah. No, so 35 is gonna be one of those things until you get a Nunes or a Rousey to come, not come back, but
right, or the up and coming. You're right, the up and coming version.
Right. But it makes me laugh because it's like, man, all y'all motherfuckers that was talking shit about Ronda Rousey, bet y'all wish you was still here, motherfuckers. I mean, I do, just for the fact that at least she makes you give a shit about the fights. Christ.
Yeah, it was like Trump being president. It might have been fucked, but at least it was fun while it lasted. I mean, at least it was entertaining.
I was so irritated when Trump got banned off of Twitter the first time.
Yeah, I was like,
actually, he's unbanned. When he got banned, I was so fucking irritated because I was like, everyone's like, oh, good, he can't spread his bullshit. I'm like, nah, do you know how entertaining that was? Like, you could just imagine Trump typing some of this shit in all caps and just like hitting send like at like 2 a.m. because I got it in sleep. Anyway, that's for another time. It makes me laugh. But yeah, anyway, just real quickly going through the rest of the card here. Neil Magny, obviously big upset of Mike Mallow. Chris Curtis with decision victory over Power Bar, Marc-Andre Barriot. Moser Evloev with decision win over Arnold Allen. This guy was kind of disappointing to me because he was talking about I need to finish, and didn't come close. What else we got? Garrett Armfield went over Brad Katona is when the card kind of hit a fucking snag. The Sean Woodson fight where everyone thought Charles Jourdain won for a second, or Charles Jourdain thought he won for a second. Ramon Tavares misses weight by almost 4 pounds or by 4 pounds and gets a split decision over City, which whatever. But this is probably fight of the night. Well, hopefully. Julian Robinson TKO victory, second one of her career against Poliana Viana. Then Sam Patterson with submission victory in round 1. This guy used to be a lightweight, and now he's a welterweight. He's still a big ass welterweight. Jesus. Jasmine Justudavicius with his the third round submission victory. And Jimmy Flake kicked off the net with submission victory in sort of an upset, I guess, in Canada because Malcolm Gordon is Canadian, I believe. So there you go. So that's the card for tonight. Go ahead.
Quick thoughts. Does Sean Woodson not have the strangest body type you've ever seen on a human male?
Dude, he's not human.
He looks like
I tell you right now, dude. If I was an old man right now, and I was talking to like my younger guys and girls, I'd be like, hey, remember that shit that happened in Roswell, New Mexico back in the day? Sean Woodson. That ain't human, bro.
He's got a very
he looks like an alien, dog.
Insanely built about him. Yeah, fucking the Arnold Allen fight was good. How do you pronounce that fucking Russian prick's last name?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Shout out to him. I didn't listen to it. Yeah.
That was a big win. And just the Neil Magny fight. Son of a bitch, man. Like, you got listen, all jokes aside, you gotta hand it to Neil. At this point in his career, in the third round, in a fight he was clearly losing. Just all of a sudden gets on top and just starts mollywopping the poor Canadian prick. Mollywops him about 14 to fucking 22 times in the kisser, and bigger than shit. They call the fight with about 15 seconds left to go in the round. Fucking old Neil comes in to ruin the day once a fucking again. Shout out to you, Neil Magny, for ruining the night every fucking time.
Oh, also, real quick, congratulations, Frankie Edgar, UFC Hall of Famer. That guy started on MTV Real Life. I'm a Fighter. I don't know if you remember that fucking show back in the day.
Well deserved,
Yeah.
man. Well deserved. One of those deals where I don't think anybody can really argue that Frankie fucking deserves it. Well, like him, love him, hate him, he is a fucking for sure first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it.
100%. All right. No UFC event next week, but the one after that is forgettable. You got a couple forgettable cards here coming up.
Yeah.
February 3rd, Roman Dolidze against Nasruddin Imavov in the main event. Co-main event, Renato Moicano against Drew Dober, and it kind of goes from there.
Woof.
And then, February 10th, Jacker Manson against Joe Pfeiffer. Good fight. And
That's
then Lerone Murphy injured out of the Dan Ige fight. In steps, what's his name? It's not Royval. Royval's fighting. Andre Feely. Andre Feely's fighting Dan Ige. And then the other fight that I like on that, Brett Tavares against Gregory Rodriguez, whatever you call it. And then Michael Johnson's on that card with Darius Flowers. Then February 17th, my birthday, Anaheim. Alexander Volkanovski against Ilya Topuria, UFC 298. Co-main event, Robert Whittaker against Paulo Costa. Jeff Neal, Ian Gary's on there. Murad Dvalishvili against Henry Cejudo. And Anthony Hernandez against TBD because Ikram Aliskerov got hurt. And then after that, Mexico. That's the next UFC pay-per-view.
I'm completely shitting on those other two before, but that's the next UFC card to look forward to. The fucking Volkanovski.
Yeah, then after 298 is Mexico, UFC Mexico. And I'll say this, they threw a card at them, just like, here, just have something, and it's not great. Then UFC 299 is that monster that everyone's comparing to 300. Like if 299 blows up and 300 just flattens, fuck, it's a huge miss. 300 by the way, it's a good card already. Okay, this is put it there, but 299 is a fucking crazy card. It's nuts. It's gonna be great to watch. So that'll be the one after 298. But anyway, anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
No, that's it. It's fucking damn near 3 a.m. on the East Coast, son. So that's it, you cocksuckers. You're lucky we gave you this.
We'll try to do something next week here. It's, I know it's an off week, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of stories.
There's always shit to talk about for sure.
Yeah, stories that come out of this one. Trying to see if there's anything else Dana White said that's worth mentioning right now. He says Conor McGregor won't be fighting at Saudi Arabia. This is according to Aaron Bronstetter. Conor McGregor will not be fighting on Saudi Arabia card, but they're happy that the region expects big fights and they hope to deliver them. Son, why don't you do it for everybody?
They're like, all right, we'll give you a big fight. And of course, you can't have Conor. Let's not get fucking stupid. But
right.
we'll go. That's cute. You want big fights? We got you. But let's not get fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, folks, that's gonna do it for us tonight. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. From Jay Anderson, still on location in Toronto, bringing you more and more and more. So KSidePress.com for all our stuff, and then KSide Press on YouTube. Just hit subscribe, hit the bell, whatever you want to do. With all the scrims coming by, all right. I'm tired as fuck, and I still got to be up for at least another hour and a half. So we'll see how this goes. But for myself, Fred Kirby, the entire team, we love the fuck out of you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night. Good night, Wilshire.